Hidden at the base of your spine is a dormant power so profound, its awakening can change the very fabric of your existence. But what if tapping into this energy held the key to your greatest potential and unimagined possibilities? So perhaps you've just had a spontaneous experience which has changed your life in an instant. Or maybe you've heard horror stories of people with Kundalini syndrome where they had an experience that they never recovered from. One thing is for certain, when this force wakes up in you, there's no going back. But whatever the reason for clicking this video, I'm going to attempt to download close to a decade's worth of yogic experience into 10 minutes or less to aid you in your spiritual development. So without further ado, here's what you can expect from this video. Firstly, we're going to understand Kundalini and its place. Secondly, we're going to understand why Kundalini yoga is not what you need, contrary to popular belief. What happens when Kundalini wakes up in an immature nervous system is the third question we're going to ask. And then finally, how can we activate Kundalini safely? And of course, you're going to want to know that, so make sure you stick around until the end of the video. So let's understand Kundalini and its place in the spiritual journey. Well, Tantra is this thing. It's an overarching philosophy. No, it's got nothing to do with sex. Where on earth we got that from, I'm not sure. But this philosophy states anything, and yes, I mean anything, even sex, I suppose, maybe that's where they got it, can be used for your highest evolution. Now, underneath this overarching philosophy comes Hatha Yoga. And Kundalini Yoga is a subsect or an offshoot that comes off of Hatha. Now, Kundalini Yoga itself is a Kriya tradition, just like Isha Yoga is by Sadhguru, except it was developed by Yogi Bhajan. Kind of a creepy guy, but I think that's a story for another day. Now, Kundalini Yoga was mainly used with a therapeutic intention to heal various diseases using a combination of rigorous repetitive movements, rapid breathing, and some Sikh mantras. So if you want to heal diseases, Kundalini Yoga, that's the one for you. If you want to change the very fabric of your existence, though, then the Freedom Blueprint course is what you want. Link down below. But in all seriousness, here at the yogic tradition, we use the most rounded and effective approach, which is Hatha Yoga, but with a focus on slow, gradual, and steady progression so that you get all the goodness without the crazy. So it makes your awakening a joy instead of a fight. Let's look then at why Kundalini syndrome is a result of an immature nervous system. Kundalini is undeniably a potent energy force, and in a time where many are accustomed to more of a sedentary lifestyle and are more sensitive perhaps to external influences, it might be an experience that modern individuals need to approach with caution. Now, if I offer you a cold shower and tell you to jump in and you wince at the idea, then unfortunately you have a weak nervous system. Now, our mind and our energies are very much interwoven, so this contraction in your system will also be mirrored in your psychology too. So therefore, we also have a weak mind. Now, I know the word weak can be quite triggering. Sorry, I love you. So let's soften the words and call it an immature nervous system, which is to say, one that hasn't been trained to withstand and even flourish whilst experiencing high intensity sensations. Is that fair? Well, what do you think the mindset that accompanies this nervous system, this untrained nervous system, is like as well? Well, it's probably not trained either. And what I mean with that is the mindset is maybe a little bit dramatic and quite negative at times in response to new sensations in the body. We've all been there, right? And what do you think, honestly, will happen if this one has a Kundalini awakening? Yeah, so listen, I reckon we panic often far too quickly when we feel something new. Instead, the response can be, oh, exciting, I can feel a tingle in my body, or oh, how fun, I can feel heat in my belly or my head. That's what your free will is. It's how you respond to life. It's just our responses are usually so conditioned, aren't they? They're learned. So really we aren't free, we're programmed. So Kundalini is here to burn up our impurities. Whoa. And that which was never asked to begin with anyway, like our conditioned responses to life, which turn into beliefs. Because the way that you respond, the way that you behave shows you believe something about yourself. For example, if you have a negative belief system of like, I'm not good enough, your actions will also show that. And it's your actions that will also reinforce that. And so it's a negative cycle, and this is what Kundalini is here to burn up inside of you, so that we can live consciously and on our terms. So then the most important question, how do you activate Kundalini safely? First, a little aside. See, with me, when an authority figure in my life tells me not to do something, I have to be very, very conscious not to go into my automatic response, my conditioned response, which is to do the total opposite of what they've said, even when the advice is good. So with that said, here goes nothing. Please don't, under any circumstances, try and force it. Please also refrain, let's go stronger. Don't under any circumstances try and do this alone. This is the fool's path. Simply put, you need a well-rounded and professional yogic education with somebody who's qualified and experienced to teach you and to guide you. You need the practices and the tools specifically designed to slowly and gradually increase the level of intensity of energies in your system so that you can progressively and reliably hold on to more of these higher energy forms in your body without it leaking all over the place or creating breaks in the system. And we give you all of that and more in the Freedom Blueprint course, which you can apply for down below. But let's say you have just experienced a massive shift in your system, a spontaneous awakening of sorts. Well, you're going to need to know what you actually need to do after a spiritual awakening. And no, it's not meditation. So click there and you can watch that video next.